It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, and we'll get to see a battle for conference superiority. It's the Miami Dolphins and the Philadelphia Eagles. All that and more coming up next.
The city of Philadelphia is one of rich history and passion, and you can always count on the latter when you step inside Lincoln Financial Field. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Well, what a season it was for these Eagles and these Philly fans last year. An 8-0 start, 14-3 final record, 2 blowout wins in the NFC playoffs before coming up a bit short in Super Bowl 57.
And a good thing for Philadelphia is they try and get back to the Super Bowl. Many of the key pieces they had last year are back. Remember, this is the number 3 offense in the league, number 2 defense, and they threw in a heck of an NFL draft. They expect to contend one more time.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Dolphins, we know about the weapons on offense on the perimeter. But you think this is a team, Charles, that needs to step it up defensively to go to the next level?
I do, and they have the pieces in place. They have excellent players. Perhaps the new system that's been brought in will give them that edge that they need in the AFC East.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. This taken in right around the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Dolphins set to go on offense for the first time behind their 25-year-old quarterback, now in his 4th NFL season, Tua Tagovailoa.
Injuries overshadowed a great season from Tua last season. He led a Miami passing game that was one of the best in the league, and even more importantly, took them to the postseason for the first time in 6 years. That jump they were looking for from him, it absolutely occurred.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force an issue by sending people on a blitz.
Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. Now Tua. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring the running backs back in to block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
2nd down. Here's Mostert again. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's see. Yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 7 yards there and a first down.
Mostert there with a quality gain, and paired with head coach Mike McDaniel in Miami, had his best season as a pro last year, nearly 900 yards in 16 games. Injuries derailed a couple of seasons for him prior, but he has shown that when healthy, he can chase the 1,000-yard mark.
And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Here's a toss play right to Mostert. And he is going to lose yardage here. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. Tua sets up to pass it. That's caught by the Notre Dame man. It's Durham Smythe. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
Let's just call it as we just saw it right there, a breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Mostert, toss left side. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
One of the toughest things for an offensive lineman to learn is the ability to get in space and hit people who are moving targets. And linebackers are not easy ones to hit because they know how to move, juke, and make you miss. And that's exactly what he did on that play. A nice play for the defense.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw is taken in by Waddle. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 15-yard line. Now a timeout here, an injured player, and that's Jalen Waddle, who seems to be in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll run the toss to Mostert. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Now that's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for 2nd down.
There's so many things that go into playing the position of linebacker. Some of them are actually subtle. Doing the drill work that you do all the time in practice and carrying it over to the game. Get rid of blockers and get to the ball carrier and knock him down for a loss.
On 2nd down, Tua. And a little floater there is incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and you play that position, you have to be. You just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
On 3rd down, here comes Mostert. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. The kick by Sanders is good. And the opening drive for the Dolphins yields 3. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. So here come the Eagles, the defending NFC champs, led out by a man who was the runner-up to Patrick Mahomes at MVP balloting a season ago. Of course, that's Jalen Hurts.
And we already knew that Hurts was a good quarterback. But last year, he moved to elite status. Under his guidance, the Eagles returned to the Super Bowl and nearly won it. He's also one of the league's most dangerous players. Thrown for 38 touchdowns his last 2 seasons and run for another 23.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Now a man picked up on draft night this year, DeAndre Swift. And this is going to be an Eagles first down. His good running gets him to about the 44. Defensively, they were in the 3-4, and that O-line just dominated the D-line there.
Let's go with a verbal telestrator here, because that D-line has a nose over the center, and it has a 2 defensive ends over the offensive tackles. That means the guards don't have anyone over the top of them. That creates a natural bubble inside where they sprint upfield, take on.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack.
Phillips looking like he may be a long-term centerpiece of the Miami defense. Put up 7 sacks last season. The Fins, they're hoping he can become a game wrecker here in year 3.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Hurts. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off. Not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on 3rd down. Makes it manageable now.
Hurts sets up to throw it. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. Now Hurts on the option right. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down. Here's Hurts to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2. So the completion there, and CD, as we know, trying to defend against an NFL quarterback, that's one thing. Trying to defend against a mobile NFL quarterback, that's quite another. What's the plan here defensively?
Well, the pass rush has to still try and get to him, and especially the guys on the edge, but they're going to go maybe a count slower, right? They want to make sure they don't get too far upfield where he steps up and takes off through a lane. The same is true for those interior guys as well. So you've got to change it up with him. Try and keep him hemmed into the pocket, and occasionally you throw a spy on him. A fast linebacker or one of your extra defensive backs who can dance with him a little bit if he takes off and runs.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Beautiful fake. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 without the 4. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. but a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great...
Touchdown, Eagles! Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown. And the Eagles are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. But down here, I thought they were going to hand that off. Instead, a well-designed play and the pitch and catch for the touchdown.
And I wonder who came up with it. Was it a call from the bench? Did the quarterback have a good idea and suggest it? In any event, clearly an effective play call. They saw something they liked in coverage, and they targeted it for the short yardage throw.
And the perfect way to cap their opening drive. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So Miami coming out for their second drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out and out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Second down, here's Mostert again. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Terrell Edmonds comes flying in for safety for the sack. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. And not a great punt here. Out of bounds in the air. They're going to say this one doesn't even get to the 40. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Philadelphia.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield. It's pretty early in the game, but they've already tried to establish him not just as a runner, but as a receiver as well. Didn't happen there, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try again shortly.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw again. The window closed up there, and it's behind him and incomplete. The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up 4th.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. The kick by Elliott is good, and they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. He'll look to Mostert to start things out. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
From the 25, here's 2nd down and 8. Tua going to throw. He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. They'll try and run here with Mostert. Well, he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the 1 to gain. The 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the 1st quarter.
On their own side of the field.
Side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. They'll get that one out quickly to Brown. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. Here's a handoff to Swift running left. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Give the sack to Jerome Baker.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. Braxton Berrios deep for Miami. .42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. At their own 41-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. A run with Mostert up the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. 10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the 2nd quarter, as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else, ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
The Dolphins on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Tua. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
No sense risking anything there on 1st down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who could make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half, because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series, before you get out there, hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. And again, it's Tagovailoa. Caught by Wilson. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that's going to make it 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Sanders' kick is good. And that'll bring him back within 4. So they're able to end that that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll start with the option. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a 1st down. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the 1st down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the 1st down, get a new set, and let's start over.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. Out route pass complete to Goddard. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle 1st down.
And what a nice example there. The tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
They run out of the gun with Swift. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. On 1st down, Hurts. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
On the option to give to Swift here. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. DeAndre Swift taking it in from 11 yards out. And they're able to add on to their advantage. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Elliott good for the PAT, and that pushes the lead up to 11. The touchdown. Here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Dolphins offense returning to the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. On first down, Tagovailoa. He'll swing this out to Mostert. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
2nd and 2 now. The penalty leaves them in pretty good shape. On play action, here's Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Brandon Graham applying the heat off the edge.
Incredible to Graham, so long a key face of the Eagles defense. Came off serious injury and had a career-high 11 sacks last year. The Eagles, just the 4th team ever with 70 sacks in a season.
So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues. Not a great start to this drive. You had the sack, now the false start.
I mean, it doesn't take much to either read lips or just imagine what the head coach is saying right now. Get your head in the game, guys. Let's go.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Here's Jake Bailey now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Well, not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
And throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy is covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 26-yard line. On the option to give to Swift here. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. He'll get only 2 there, and it's second and goal. Space there, takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Touchdown! Zacchaeus from 3 yards out. And the Eagles are able to add on to that lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. That time a 6-play drive, and it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Miami's offense set and ready to go. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this is going to be incomplete.
You still hold your breath a little when Tua gets out of the pocket, but there he made the wise call. If there's nothing downfield, just throw it away.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now Tua. Open man downfield is Waddle. He's got it. Still going inside the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 73 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes it 24-13.
Dolphins 13.
Get something together.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there, call it the 26. The Eagles offense with Jalen Hurts at the controls, ready for their next possession. He already with a couple of touchdown throws in this first half as his guys start 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there. Second down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Right back to Swift again on second down. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he's going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Hurts going to keep it running left. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Back to the running game with Swift. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Now Hurts going to get this to his running back, Swift. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Hurts throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
It hurts not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Still on his feet. Touchdown! Philadelphia! A.J. Brown with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
after the touchdown. Here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Jalen Waddle running out, and that means that the Dolphins ready for another drive on offense. He's up near 100 yards now here in the second quarter, but his team's down.
Through no fault of his own. I mean, what a nice game he's having so far. They've got to keep finding ways to get him the football. Don't get away from that. Figure out where things are going wrong with the rest of the team.
They'll be hoping to hit that 100-yard mark on this drive. Tua now on first down. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Now, that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Play action. Now it's Tua. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
I think they tried to fool him on that one. You know, being able to throw the ball to the fullback position. No one was fooled on that play.
No, lost yardage. You think they should yank that one from the playbook, at least for the time being?
I think what you do is you take it out and you evaluate it next week in practice.
Second and 12 now at the 44-yard line.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Over the middle, he gets it to Berrios. It'll be a gain of 5. Third and 7 now. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Tua to throw again. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
On is Jake Bailey to send this one away.
Oh, it's a wobbler here. Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line. It'll go as just a 15-yard punt.
And they will take over first and 10. Eagles offense and A.J. Brown headed back out there.
We're in the second quarter. He already has 2 touchdowns. We know how good he is. That's well documented. How do you contain him?
We know he's a nightmare. So in this situation, I would go ahead and double him. Maybe even have a third person in the area and try and dissuade them from throwing him the football. Make someone else beat me for a while because I don't know that their talents are his. Because when he gets his hands on the ball, he breaks down my entire D. Someone else, they may not make the same type of a play.
Well, we know his talents are very good. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Touchdown, Eagles! Dallas Goedert, 34 yards. And the Eagles are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And the Dolphins with one final possession here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 25-yard line.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand-new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. The Eagles got a solid first half from last year's MVP runner-up, Jalen Hurts. He was nothing short of amazing, throwing 4 touchdown passes to help push his guys out to a sizable halftime lead.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
He's got room past the 30, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
From the gun, here's Swift.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
67 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
Play action. Here's Hurts.
That is caught. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. No question that they're going to continue to look his way. 6 catches in the first half and now 7 on the game. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They're really locked in on offense.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
The partner is still in the 3rd quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the 4th quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
This is a 2nd and 4, ball at the 9. Throwing is Hurts.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not too many missteps in the red zone thus far. He was going for his 5th touchdown pass. His man couldn't shake free there, but boy, you know he's going to take another shot before this one's over.
Yeah, exactly, because you know 3 is good, 4 is excellent. You get 5. That's a whale of a game. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard.
And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
It'll be Hurts on the option.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
Hurts.
He's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Hurts sets up to throw it.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. From the left hash, a 31-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get. Keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Here's Tua. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Tagovailoa are going to try and throw on 3rd down. A short throw there. That's to Smythe, the tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Running the counter with Mostert. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Second down. Here's Mostert again. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. That's sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. Call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Swift.
He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
3 yards to go on second down, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. Jumbo set.
He'll drop to throw. Escape it, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Big Raekwon Davis, the man fighting in for that sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Man open left side is Brown. So the completion gets him just a yard, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
In motion, the tight end.
On 2nd down, Swift.
Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
1st down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, I'd say a couple people didn't get the read correct, huh? Zone coverage. Linebacker dropped right into the proper spot. Lucky that one wasn't picked off.
Was looking directly in his eyes as he threw the football, and you're right, it was telegraphed. Probably should have been picked.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side.
So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. Hurts going to keep it running right.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down.
It looked like almost some miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
He'll look to throw. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown.
Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown. And the Eagles have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think.
And now, before we get to the extra point, remember, all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stays.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown. Touchdown. Here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Miami set to take over. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Josh Sweat coming in strong and dropping him behind the line of scrimmage.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Tua wants to throw it on second down. Oh, and that is incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. From the gun, it's Tua. He's got his target. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion. A lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the third quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
At the Eagles' 45-yard line.
Second down and a yard. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? It looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Dances by him. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 53 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles. Gain some additional yardage.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
You know that old expression, it's not my night, It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Tagovailoa to throw on second down here. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this third quarter play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now this drive, they're 2 for 2 on third down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Going to the air, Tagovailoa gets this one to Hill. And the Dolphins are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
A loss of 2 there, second down.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on second and goal? Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Hill. They get only a yard there. Now it's third and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Third and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. Looking to pass. Tua. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill on the touchdown pass from Tua. And the Dolphins get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And able to get this out to the 25. Wide receiver A.J. Brown. You see he and the rest of his mates returning to the field here. Previous series, definitely a focal point. 3 catches, the touchdown grab. As a DB, you're a former DB, is there a number of catches on a drive you're like, oh, he got the best of us?
I'm not sure there's a number, but there's a great feel. And what he did on the last drive, yeah.
Especially with a touchdown.
Yes.
You're never happy.
You're exactly right. The way he capped it off. So you feel that at the sideline, and now you're looking at your buddies and saying, okay, what are we going to do to take things away from him? Because I'm not sure the other guys can make those sort of plays. So let's make sure that we don't let him get going again. Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. On the option to give to Swift here. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. 90 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10
at the 34. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Powers ahead at the 45. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
Tua now on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
2nd and 10.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Tua sets up to pass it. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Tua. He'll let this go deep for Waddle.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on 4th down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense. You know that they're good, and they'll take care of you. A lot of coaches during the week will announce to their team, we're going to be aggressive, guys. We're going to go for it. Hey, defense, you got me? A little bit of a challenge to them to see if they'll pick up the rest of the team.
We'll see how they respond now.
On the handoff, this is Swift.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
Hurts throw complete there to Smith. And Devontae going to pick up the Eagles' 1st down as the tackle made at the 31-yard line.
90 yards receiving now for him in the ball game. It's a 1st down.
A handoff, Swift running to the left.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Right back to Swift again on second down.
And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. Here's Hurts to throw. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out.
Tua now on first down. He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 31-yard line.
2nd and a couple. Now Tua. They'll swing this out wide. Here's A-Chain.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. That is caught. And he will have a Dolphins first down. So quite a call there. They go on 4th and inches and wind up getting 5 yards.
Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down. Trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. That's going to be caught by Waddle.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 43-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Here's Tua. That's complete to Mostert out of the backfield.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Tua looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly the first pick of the game, but it does bring up fourth down.
Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
Tua on fourth down. And it's going to be batted down. And we'll go the other way with the football. The Dolphins can't convert on fourth down. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? You want to go for it here? We shut you down? They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
On the option to give to Swift here. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the fourth.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
On second down, here's the option. And he gets it down to the 32. Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a first down.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with the defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
And he's got it down to the 28.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. Hurts. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Throwing is Hurts. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. From the right hash, and call it an even 50 yards. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue, because after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And he returns this to the 22. Miami's offense set and ready to go. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll try and start this drive in the air. A short throw there, that's to Smythe, the tight end. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Now a 2nd and 2. Tua going to throw. And he'll complete this one to Barrios. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw here. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Tua to throw again. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Hassan Reddick, his 2nd sack of the night.
Guys with his talented pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
This has been a rough one to put it mildly for him, and after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Yeah, yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Pushing his way through, and they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 126 yards rushing now on 23 carries so far.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
1st down, and they go with Swift again. Down at the 35, it'll be 2nd down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Here's 2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 10 yards there and an Eagle 1st down. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
The partner under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm
I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.